Okay, so here's the Rusty. This is the first one. So this one actually does work, but I believe he has a broken gear and the relay switch is not getting hit. So his arm just kind of goes down and then pops up again. We're going to need to troubleshoot. I guess I could plug him in and show you what he does. His head is really easy to move too. This thing also really thrashes. Like the other one doesn't even do it a whole lot. But anyways, I'll plug him in here. See, there goes his arms. This one's not gonna fall over this time. See, if I don't help his arms, it won't work right. Look how much his head thrashes. I mean, he's shaking the box. See? And it'll... So, actually, no, I'm gonna leave him like that. But anyway, so there's this Rusty. So we'll go ahead and get in the mechanism, tear it apart, and find out what the problem is. I'm gonna go ahead and get the second one over here, and I'll let you guys know when that happens. Okay, so here's the second one. And this one's got some problems. I think the thing in the head is... I don't know how to get that to work. It's all flappy too, like it's not... This one's got some problems. As you can see, when I step on this... See? And it just resets. So I think there's something wrong with the head. So that's basically what this one's doing. I can lower the arm. Like, see, if I help push the arm down, it won't even hold it in place. So this one's kind of broken. Yeah, see, this one keeps shutting off. I think there's a problem with the motor. Might be locked up or something. So anyways, that's pretty much it for this one. So I'm gonna fix this one first, just so I know that it will work, because it's not right. This is not how it should be. So I'll get back to you guys when I'm done with that. Okay, so what I found when I took this thing apart, by the way, if you ever want to fix your Rusty, the way you want to take it apart is the head will sit onto these two plates. The way you take it apart is there's a screw here. You can even see there's an indent right there. There. Screw hole right there, and a screw hole right there. What you do is you unscrew the two screws, the head will just slide right off, and then there's 4 screws that hold the shoulder piece on. You slide those out. There is a couple spots where it's glued, so take note of that, but it's not too bad. And then right here is the gearbox that makes the head twitch like crazy. There we go. So, what I figured out was this motor is actually the dead motor. That's why it was shutting off, because the motor was trying to get power, but the brushes are terrible. Listen to this. This is what a motor should not sound like. Sounds like one of those ratchet toolkits, like with the ratcheting wrench. So, yeah, if your motor sounds like that, what happens is the brushes have gone bad, and it could cause a potential for frying out. But I have tested this with that motor back in the thing, and it does seem to work. It thrashes. This head actually moves a lot slower than the other one, so I guess this is just a slower one. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and press on here. I guess I might have to take off this head gearbox completely, which doesn't really seem like a bad thing to me. So I'll go ahead and do that, and I'll get back to you guys when I'm done with that. Okay, so here's the pieces. This front panel and this cover is actually 2 different things. I thought it was the same thing. But we got those off. Anyways, here's the gearbox. Oh, if you guys are going to take this apart, there's a spring right there that goes atop of that gear, so just know that. But here's the gearbox. It's I don't have very good lighting on, but it's very black in there. It doesn't look like any of the gears are broken in there, but I don't know. This gear is pretty gone. I'm not even sure if I even have a replacement gear like this. What this looks like is this is a rising from the grave system. But there's broken teeth all over the place, so I guess that's this Rusty. Also, another thing too I thought was interesting is that this piece is split right there. Now, it appears that it still makes a good connection on the shaft, because this isn't really taking the brunt of anything, so that still might work, but I think it's when that kid came in and pulled on it, he cracked it like that. So, but the other side is still good, so that's not a concern to me. But this gear being broken is because I don't think I have a replacement like that. I can check, but I'm not 100%. But yeah, I guess I'll go ahead and check on that. Okay, so what my findings has showed me that yes, I actually do have a gear. Whoops. This is the release pin spring and that. But I do actually have a gear. And wow, it's actually locked in there pretty good. So it's this gear right here. Now this is not the original gear, but this is a gear that will work. It doesn't sit quite as high, so you might get some friction with the gear, but I can see that not being too much of a problem. It works really, really well. But yeah, there's just a little bit of friction with that. So let me pull this gear off and see. Yeah, I have the springs disconnected too. So, but anyways. So yeah, there might be a little bit of unevenness, but this is the slow moving part, so you're not going to hear it. But anyways, that's actually pretty dang cool. So I'm going to go ahead and get the mechanism back together and see if that gear will completely work in it. So I'll be back when I get that happen. Okay guys, so here's the situation with this. So I tried the other gear and it didn't work. It was skipping, and it actually ended up chewing up the gear that I put in here. However, I realized something when I took a deeper look at this. Does this gear pattern look familiar to any of you guys that fix these things? Or this is more for those of you who fix these. This is a rising from the grave gear system. Or at least this is what it looks like. Now, of course, this is modified for Rusty, for him to work. But that means if this is actually just a modified rising from the grave gearbox, I can switch the entire gear system over to a rising from the grave system, which is really, really nice, because I can, if this breaks again, I can just get another rising from the grave and I can steal the guts from it, or I can just call Tekky and have them send me a rising from the grave base. Repairs are going to be a lot easier to get a hold of, so I'm going to go ahead and try that. I'm going to see if I can switch this thing over to a rising from the grave gear system to see if we can't get this thing going. Because if I can do that, it's gonna save so much like time and money and effort, and you know, it'll be really good because, you know, I can easily get more parts for it because it's a rising from the grave system. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that.